Here you are, an order of baguettes, just as you requested. Yes, they are freshly baked. See? A perfect 2 feet. No more, no less. Yes, sir. We only used a droplet full of our dough improver this time. Sir, do you want me to force these spears made out of wheat straight down your... I hope it is to your liking. Glad to hear it. Take care now. What? Why are you looking at me like that? It's not my fault, my liege. These customers that you have are getting more and more picky with their taste. I mean, seriously, it's just multiple pieces of wheat that we fancy up and made into a mixture to craft various consumable concoctions. Measuring them to ensure they're a perfect 2 feet can't be that important. Oh yeah, because the satisfaction of the customer is important. You dare to threaten me by docking workdays off my schedule? Do you know who I am? You can't just threaten to fire me and put me out of your spare room. Fine. You win. I'll behave. If only I didn't need both the room and the job this badly. But just you wait. Once I gather enough resources and currency, I shall leave this blasted place and once again make my attempt at conquest and world domination. And you will be at my mercy, my liege. Sweeping duty again? Seriously? Get to it, she says. The floors aren't going to sweep themselves. We will see about that. I hate this simpleton contraption anyway. That's better. I should be grateful that I retained some of my powers, even if it is just a fraction of what I used to have. No, I'm not using magic to do my job again. Not like she would know anyway. How wonderful. Another nuisance has come to this wretched place. Hello, and welcome to Sandy's Bake Shop. Would you like to try one of our promotional... You've got some serious courage to bring yourself here, considering what I could do to you right now. Of course I remember you, hero. How could I ever dream of forgetting a face such as yours? It would certainly be a shame if you don't remember me, because I certainly remember you. Yes, it is I, hero. Dreadus, the once powerful and mighty warlord, whose name struck fear into the hearts of many throughout the land, who was destined to become the supreme ruler, until you came and took it all away from me. No matter, since it seems that the stars have aligned in my favor today. I may not have the same power level as I used to, but I have just enough to destroy you. Now, come, hero, and face the full force of my wrath. Huh? But, my liege, don't you know who this is? This is my sworn enemy, the hero who banished me from my own world. Our customer? Surely you do not expect me to... Fine, I will serve them, but I'm not going to like it. No, I didn't say anything. Yes, the woman who has forced me to spare you is my boss, who I refer to as my liege. Perhaps nice to you, but I can't say the same for me. In fact, that insolent creature is the only thing that is preventing me from exacting my revenge plot and conquering this realm. Because I need a form of currency and a means to obtain it, as well as a place to stay. Without that, I have nowhere to go and recuperate when need be. Yes, the bakery has a spare room which she has allowed me to stay in. But enough about that. Why have you come to this place? To mock me about your glorious victory over me? Pfft, please, as if you only came here out of curiosity. You may have fooled the others, but you certainly won't fool me. Whatever you say. Now, state the item you desire, pay up, and leave. The less time you are here, the better. You want a tour? Foolish hero, as if I'll give you a tour of such a mediocre place that is this. What? But why, my liege? Why must I subject myself to showing them what we have to offer? Can't we make one exception to the customer satisfaction rule? Just this once? Fine. Hero, if you want a tour, I'll give you a tour. But it will come at a price. How about your soul? Fine. If you see anything you like, you may buy it. No souls of any kind will be charged. Nothing. Let's just get this over with. Let me welcome you to Sandy's Bake Shop. We begin our tour by showing off some of our delicious desserts and pastries, including our award-winning butterscotch cinnamon pie. We have everything. Cakes, brownies, cupcakes, muffins, pies, English biscuits, and cookies. Here, peanut butter cookies. Try one. Are they poisonous? I don't know. Perhaps... no. No, they are not. Unless you have a peanut allergy. Glad you like it. Now, let us move on. And over here is the bread section. You want bread? We got bread. White wheat, whole wheat, sourdough, pumpernickel, and so many more. We bake basically some of everything, using only the freshest ingredients we can find. Is what I'm supposed to say. Oh yes, we definitely have pretzels, as well as bagels, croissants, pita bread, brioche, biscuits, not the dessert kind by the way, English muffins, and my personal favorite, baguettes. Why? Well, I'm glad that you ask. I like to imagine these yardsticks composed entirely of bread could be hardened and sharpened into a makeshift spear, which I would be more than inclined to forcefully thrust into you, hero. It seems that you now finally hold a look of fear in your eyes. What do you mean it's not fear? And what was I supposedly implying exactly? You, what? Why would you... Forget it. You ruined it for me now. And that's that. Do you have any questions? No? Good. Now run along. Of course you have a question. Fine. Tell me. What is it then? What an idiotic question. How did I manage to start working here? Are you seriously that stupid? Actually, I take that back. You are just that stupid. Of course, you're just curious. Fine. Let me tell you a story, hero. Once upon a time, there was an evil warlord who rose to power and became a powerful overlord. They then sought out on a quest of power to conquer and dominate not just their land, but the whole world. Using their unfathomable power and army, the warlord soon realized that their quest would soon be complete, as no one would be able to stand before them and their might. Unfortunately, the princess had other plans. Pulling a trump card seemingly out of her sleeve, she summoned forth a hero from another world to defeat the evil warlord tyrant. Much to the warlord's dismay, they were defeated by the hero from another world, and thus was soon banished from their home realm and found themselves in another, weakened and nearly stripped of all their power. Of course I'm referring to myself in this story, you absolute airhead. Anyways, I knew from that moment on that I had to get my revenge, and the strong will that was my grudge against you became my biggest source of strength. Of course, this was easier said than done. During my early days of my arrival, I kept having to face off against this planet's combat legion, which somehow managed to beat me again and again, all thanks to those electrically enhanced tools that they used constantly. They threw me into the dungeon the first time, but I escaped, only to be recaptured again. When they released me, I once again attempted to exact my revenge, but got taken down and thrown back in again. Rinse and repeat a few times, and I eventually decided to lay low so I could rebuild and find a way to escape this cursed realm. I soon met her, the manager/owner, and tricked her into becoming my servant and claiming this shop as my new castle temporarily. No, I did not practically beg you to take me in, my liege. I was not on my hands and knees whining like some dog. What the? How did you mimic my voice like that? A recording? What for, my liege? Future use? What the hell does that even mean? Ignore her, hero. She's just upset that I don't plan on making her my queen when my seeds of revenge finally bear fruit. Which is a painfully slow process. I cannot leave this job or the rules of my superiors until I get a reasonable amount of currency to stay and set up a kingdom elsewhere. With the limited amount of power that I now possess, it seems that I have become nothing more than just a former shell of my once powerful self. Then again, it seems that I am not the only one that fate has punished so cruelly. Look at you, the once great and powerful hero who managed to beat the tyrannical warlord and was hailed as a legend in all the lands, has now been reduced to nothing more than a mere unremarkable commoner. A shell of your former self, if you will. Yes, keep telling yourself that. Look at you. You are not wearing anything that shows you're of royalty and wealth. I don't see anyone running to be by your side and dream of becoming your partner in marriage. I mean, your party companions that you always traveled with certainly gave me a harem sort of vibe. Oh, and would you look at that? You're not even carrying your legendary weapon with you. It seems that the only thing you managed to retain are the memories. What a shame. That is true. I too carry the memories of that time with me. But unlike you, at least I got to retain some of my power, even if it's a far cry from the power that I used to withhold. At this point, killing you might be more of a service than a pleasure. But since I'm feeling generous, I'll make you an offer. Why don't you and I join forces? Then we can... No. What do you mean, no? You didn't even let me finish. But why? You don't really have a good reason to turn me down. If anything, I could help you find a way for you to regain everything you once had in that world. You could become just as powerful as you were then, maybe even more so. You can't just... Wait. I said wait, dang it. Just as stubborn as ever. It seems that even now you still will not fall for any of my temptations. To be honest, as much as I hate crossing paths with you once more, this encounter is somewhat comforting. Yes, I mean that. It's funny. You would think an overlord with such a high status of mind would garner more attention in a place like this. I miss the days when I was a ruler, a master in my own might and power, and having servants at my beck and call, whether they were reluctant or not. Even with most of my truly devoted followers gone, you would think a few surviving ones would have at least made an attempt to find me. But no one. No one from my world has come here. A good deal of time since my banishment has passed, and you, hero, are the only person that I have met who not only knows me, but remembers me for the powerful warlord I was. And as it seemingly appears, you could very well be the last. Truly like pouring salt into the wound. The one who I hold a grudge for the most is the same person who is preventing me in my past from fading into obscurity. Once you are gone, there will be no one else. What? Hang out? As in, you and I going somewhere? Together? What trickery is this? You truly think that you can deceive me that easily? It would be unwise if you do. Huh. No thanks, hero. I don't need your pity. Besides, there is nothing you can say or do that will convince me otherwise. You'll get me something to eat, and you'll pay for it? On second thought, yes, I will accept your pity. It better be some actual food then. Believe me, I've been chowing down on nothing but bread and sweets for the time that I've been here. I mean, yes, my superior has offered me lunch she has brought from home or something, but I declined, mainly because I refused to accept any more of her pity. Plus, she did say that as long as I stay here and help keep the place up, then I am welcome to munch on just about anything we make here. So of course, I took advantage of this. But now, I'm starting to regret this. I swear, there are only so many times I can eat a whole tray full of brownies before I start questioning my life choices. So, will you take me somewhere to get some actual food? Perfect. Now hold still. Stop struggling. This will be quick. There. I put a special mark on you so that way I can find you and come to you, and make sure you regret going back on your word if you choose to. There's no need for a phone number. Besides, I don't even have a personal cell phone yet. There's no point in making a fuss. What's done is done. You will fulfill your end of the promise, and should you ever refuse, well... let's just say that I am going to enjoy watching that spark of life fade from your eyes. I meant... Oh, hero, that was such a good joke. No, my liege, I am not threatening the customer again. In fact, they were about to get going. Buy something before you do. Because I'm trying to get her off my back a bit, She'll be happy if she thinks that I managed to make a sale. Come on, just do it for me. Just this one time. Ah, those are really good. You'll buy them. Excellent. Here, let me ring those up. And here you are. Thanks for visiting us. I hope to see you again. Very soon, hero. Yes, bye-bye now. What? What's with that face, my liege? Oh, come now. At least I managed to make a sale, didn't I? See, I told you that I was a good fit. Now, let's talk about a raise. Why are you laughing? You seriously think that flimsy pieces of paper is enough? Why, you... Fine. Since you are letting me stay here rent-free, I guess the current pay will have to suffice for now. But just you wait. One of these days, I will get out of here, and this world will regret the day that they chose to mock me. Mopping duty? You can't be serious. As if I'll trap myself in a corner again. As you command, my liege. Stupid no-using powers rule. Nothing. I didn't say anything. Mongrel. Butterscotch cinnamon pie? Is that an Undertale reference? Did you just make an Undertale reference? Was that an Undertale reference?